Hi, my name is Reverend Stephen Davis. I'm the pastor of the Calvary Gospel Church in Newark, New Jersey. The story that I'm about to tell you is incredible. It's about a pastor who starts a church in New Jersey here in 1947, and after 45 years of pastoring in the city, he and his wife fulfilled their desires to go to Africa, to go to Uganda, East Africa. And there from 1992 until God called Grover Wilcox home in 2005, there was a tremendous work that is still going on in Africa. This past year, in December of this past year, Helen, his wife, who was also a founder of this church, went to be with the Lord as well. But the work continues, and it continues under the leadership of Titus Baracka. And we're delighted to have Titus here today. So Titus, just tell us what's going on with the work and how the work continues today.
Thank you very much. I'm Reverend Titus Baracka. I want to thank God so much who brought us in touch with the Reverend Grover Wilcox and his wife Helen Wilcox back in 1989. Before 1989, God called me to ministry in 1987, and I was serving as an industrial chaplain back in Uganda. And from there, in 1989, I got to meet Grover Wilcox when he was preaching. He came with the bishop, and I was asked to be his interpreter. And when I interpreted his message very well, there was where our connection began right away. And he fell in love with him, with me, and I fall in love with him. And we started our connection, and we started communicating. And he expressed a desire to come over to Uganda to work as a missionary. And in 1992, he finally fulfilled and he came over. I had no idea what kind of ministry we were going to do together, but he wanted to work with me. So when he came, he found when I was zealous to do evangelism, I was zealous to go out to do open air and reach out to people who are unchurched to be brought to Christ. And so we joined together and we started ministry. But he had a great desire to go to the islands of Lake Victoria. Now, when the Wilcox came to Uganda, the islands of Lake Victoria, where we have about more than 30 islands in Lake Victoria, overpopulated with people, but there were no churches. People were there, many people, criminals would run there for refuge and to hide in the islands there. And there were no churches there. So we began ministry of church planting and evangelism in the islands there with him. So when we went there, we started preaching to the people in the islands, and many people gave their lives to Christ, and we started planting churches. Now, from no church, now we have over 25 churches in the islands of Lake Victoria. And now that ministry was begun. But then there was a need for people to go and pastor those churches. So there was a lay readers training school where the Grover Wilcox, the diocese had established it, which later, after Grover Wilcox passed away, it was named after him. It's called Grover Wilcox School of Mission and Evangelism, where we train leaders who go to the islands to pastor those churches. And now we have over 20 lay readers who are trained from that school, and they go to do the pastoral work in the islands there. And that school is there. Still, we train leaders. Every year they take 1.5 years, and then they go out. Then we bring more leaders. And that school has been sustained by the Wilcox. He, with the help of many, many people in the United States, here in Calvary Gospel Church, and many churches, friends of the Wilcox and different churches and individuals who have been giving him money, we were able to establish that school. And many people, many leaders have been trained. Personally, I myself have been also trained. He found when I had only a certificate in theology and in evangelism, he was able to educate me. I got my diploma, I got my first degree in theology, and then I was brought even to the United States to do my master's in theology. which is a great, and many, we have now 2 bishops who have been trained, and they got their degree as a result of Grover Wilcox ministry. Another ministry that the Wilcox began is the prison ministry in the maximum prison, the national prison in Uganda called the Luzira. So we started that in 1993, and we've been going to that every month, to that prison, to 5 facilities for now 18 years. And our team has been the most recognized team that the government also recognized it as very faithful and consistent. And we've been going there to preach to the inmates, and now we've been even joined by one man who was a government minister in the former government, and he was taken into prison for treason. But when he was in prison, he gave his life to Christ, and when he came out of prison after 20 years, now he is part of our team. We go together to prison, which is a great harvest, and he has great, wonderful testimony that he gives out there. Now, these are 3 ministries that the Wilcox began. Now, I didn't know that one day it will dawn to me that I will take over that ministry from them, because they grew old, they grew weak, and time came when Grover Wilcox could not have enough strength. And when he came to visit in the United States, most of you know, then he died here in the United States. He was brought over, and we had a funeral service, and he was buried. And then we remained with Helen Wilcox. I pledged that I will take care of her until she dies. She was doing great school ministry. She was visiting schools, preaching to thousands of children, and that was a great ministry that he has been doing also. But then last year in December, she also passed on to glory. And so I was asked to take over that ministry that remained, because the ministry, although Grover and Helen have died, the ministry has not died. The ministry has remained, and the ministry has to continue. The lay readers in the islands are looking to him, looking to the Uganda Mission Team or Uganda Fund for that ministry to be sustained. The Lay Readers Training College, the School of Mission and Evangelism, were looking to Grover Wilcox again for its sustainability. The prison ministry, in the same way, has been sustained by him. Now that they have gone, the ministry has been entrusted to me, and they want me to continue that ministry. And I'm very excited to see to it that what the good work that the Lord has begun has to be carried on to completion. Not for my own sake, but for the glory of God. And it's my prayer that you and I can join together to see to it that what the Lord has begun be carried on to completion, so that one day we shall be able to come before the Lord, and the Lord tells us, well done for the work. Although you are not there in Africa, but you can support us by prayer, you can support us by financial support, you can come or bring teams over, and we can go and do ministry. Oh, I forgot one other ministry we began. During the time of the war in the northern Uganda and in southern Sudan, many people feared to go there, and many people were in refugee camps. We also began a mission team that we started going over there to preach to the people in the front line. And that is a ministry that has greatly brought many people, and the church there is established. Now I go to Sudan, I find many of the people who came to the Lord are now chaplains in army. Others are already church leaders, others are pastors who are already in southern Sudan. And so we always go there to do pastors' conferences, we do seminars for lay readers, to train the leaders and to continue to equip them. So we will be grateful if you and I join together to carry forward the work that has been entrusted to us, that we can be faithful stewards of God's resources. God bless you.
Thanks, Titus. That's a tremendous work that's going on in Uganda, and an incredibly valuable work. And the work has to continue. You here who are watching this video, you can have a role in this. If you need more information regarding the work that's going on in Uganda, feel free to contact us here at the Calvary Gospel Church, 17 Lyons Avenue, Newark, New Jersey. Phone number, area code 973-926-3575. If the Lord challenges you to want to financially support the work, you can do that by writing the checks to the Uganda Fund of the Calvary Gospel Church. We thank God for this opportunity to hear from our brother and to hear of the great works that's going on there. May God bless you. May God keep you.